Hi, everybody on YouTube. 12 Soul here. I'm in Pennsylvania, and we're looking at the community news serving Western Crawford County, Conneaut Lake, Adamsville, Atlantic, Hartstown, Lindsville, Epsbyville, Harmonsburg, Conneautville, and Springboro, PA areas. And why am I showing you this? Well, there is a woman and out here in this community that has really done this community a great service. There are people out in this world that they just want to reach out in this world. I really respect people like that. They think for themselves. They care about others. Lisa's rants and raves, okay? Lisa Houserman, Community News at houserman46@gmail.com. She is one heck of a woman, and she normally puts out an article that, just a minute. She normally puts out an article that is lighthearted, community-centered. She has a video channel, Lounging with Lisa. She has game shows on it. Tries to keep things light and with a sense of humor. But her next article coming out, I think it's going to be on Monday. I met her and last night, yesterday, we did some interviews, and she's a little depressed, just like I am, about the state of belief in our nation, the state of the herd. And what can you do? You're going to bang people over their head like sometimes I do. But this is her style. Okay, let's use some sarcasm. So I feel an honor to read this with a little bit of emotion and whatever. That's kind of what I do. And this is the title of the article. It's called New Stipulations Concerning the Thang by Lisa Houserman. Here we go. Yes, this is sarcasm. And if you don't get sarcasm, it's best not to read this one. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, seize your cigarettes, pipes, cigars, and any other implements of nicotine delivery that come to mind. By doing so, you can stop the spread of the stupidity that has now taken the world in full force. Did you hear the news? It is now recommended that we all start smoking or continue to do so, depending upon the situation. This has been proven to totally work when it comes to the spread of that elusive, invisible enemy we call the thang. For those who are new to this madness, it is my nickname for the alleged virus that has led to the alleged pandemic that is allegedly sweeping the alleged world as we allegedly speak. Smoke them if you got them. It's the new recommendation from those officials who we seem to adore so much. You know, the ones who all seem to be attached to a profit motive when it comes to an alleged cure for that alleged thang. The same people who have had the governmental positions for 1,000 years, give or take. Those are the people whom I speak. The act of smoking, combined with the other recommendations, mandates, rules, regulations, etc., listed below, will stop this hideous creature from invading your life. Another mandate that is henceforth on Thursdays at noon, we must all saunter to the town square or to the local park. We must not dash, run, jog, skip, or walk briskly. It is highly recommended that sauntering is the one and only method one should utilize when it comes to arriving safely at the town center or park. After all, those in charge truly care about us. This is clearly about protecting the citizens of this globe from an illness because, well, they care. Just ask the residents of Flint, Michigan, for example. just how much any government gives a hoot. But I digress. Once there, we must do the hokey pokey and turn ourselves about, because that's what it's all about. This has also been This has also been effective when it comes to stopping the spread of this atrocious, horrid disease we call the thang. When carrying out the above-mentioned dance, it is not only recommended, but it is demanded that women must wear polka dot tops and plaid slacks. Men can only don black trousers and blue shirts. The shoe recommendation will be listed further down in this piece. For some reason, the thang is not attracted to those particular patterns and colors. Groups of 4 at a time only. Please. Any gathering of 4 is simply an invitation for it to strike without warning. If you're used to dressing in matched shoes, forget the address, as my mother would say. It has been passed down from Mount Olympus that we are to wear shoes that do not go together, because that act alone could be our Savior. Of course, it is absolutely mandated that these and other measures be carried out as well. If you can only do one of them due to financial or other reasons, it's the shoe ritual that really counts. In fact, if you refuse, you'll be given a stiff fine the first time, followed by jail time for any offenses thereafter. This can all occur without any laws being passed as well, because of the emergency scenario in which we all find ourselves. Yikes, please protect me. You see, this thang of which I speak is super intelligent. It knows when 10 or more are gathered. It can stop at certain state lines. It can manifest itself bigly here in Uncle Sam, whilst remaining rather docile in the country from which it allegedly originated. It can also sense when someone is only picking up takeout food from a local eatery. For some reason, it doesn't seem to bother the restaurant when it comes to the act of actually seizing the food and dashing out the door. But God help us if we are to gather inside the restaurant. Maybe it's the go containers that protect us. Perish the thought. Experts say that this is one smart cookie. I mean, thang, of course. We must listen to the experts because they're always right. Gee, don't you know anything? I mean, take Neil Ferguson, for example, that guy across the pond. He's the one who came out initially and said something like a gazillion people would die from this. He used a computer model because that's all new age now. Actual experiments and pesky things like following Koch's postulates in order to determine if an item is the cause of a disease are out the door. Don't you know anything? Now we simply base all decisions on reliable computer models. Those who used to live in New York City can not any longer, since it's all underwater and all. They can certainly relate the importance of computer models. Al Gore saved your life by relying on one. This Ferguson fellow was right. A gazillion people have either have this or have keeled over dead from it. My producer is tapping me on the shoulder here. 1 minute, please. Turns out this fellow was way off on his projections and then later got caught going against the rules when it came to forced physical separation, too. Good thing I have a producer to set me straight on these matters. Here he is again. I mean the producer. What did you say? New York City is not underwater? Well, it turns out that these computer models might be just off a bit, but nonetheless, it's better to be safe than sorry. If we can save even half a life by following that list of recommendations above, then I, for one, am willing to do it. I shall virtue signal my way into the history books. After all, I am protecting you by being a zombie order follower. No need to praise me, though. Well, go ahead now that I ponder. Not only will I do that, but I will shame publicly or in any other way any person to whom I come into contact who is not following the rules. Geez Louise, ladies and gents, we have to follow the rules and listen to the leaders. I'm not going to let my fellow citizens get away with breaking the mandates. I highly suggest you do the same. If you see anyone wearing shoes, confront them quickly. It has been scientifically proven that the thang adores matching shoes, but has an aversion to those that don't match. Come on, just do it. In fact, it's best if you wear one high heel and one flat if you're a lady, of course. Men are exempt from the high and low scenario, but it would help if they had a boot with a bit of a lift to it, worn in conjunction with a more level shoe. If you've heard in the past that wearing shoes of differing heights can lead to back pain and problems with skeletal system in general, worry not, as this is fake news. And it's totally false. It's perfectly safe to go around off balance like that, as it is absolutely no ramifications in terms of health or even balance. You won't fall over while sauntering to the town square or park, is my point. You're plain silly and science denier if you think otherwise. Where did you come up with those objections? In closing, I can feel your strong exhales at this time. I will again implore you to listen to the experts on this one. Not only shall we heed their every warning and follow their every instruction to the T, but we shall give serious consideration to worshiping graven images of the white lab coat wearers. It does not matter if this is against your religion either. You will do this, and you will enjoy it. Exemptions be damned. These gods are in no way influenced by political ambitions, nor are they inclined to follow the establishment in terms of their thought patterns. Of course, they are not funded by the PIC. What's the PIC? Pharmaceutical Industrial Complex? Nah. Where do you get these notions? You are indeed a science denier. A science denier to an extreme degree. Until we gather again to do the hokey pokey, I bid fond farewell. P.S. It's only proven, the only proven way to really stop the thang is to turn off the TV and look around you. Attempt to engage with the real world. Refuse to take in information from total strangers. Ask yourself important questions. For instance, what does the term "more cases" mean? Does that mean that there are more deaths? Just how are they testing something that has not lived up to their own standards when it comes to identifying infectious and contagious diseases? Disease? Have these same people fibbed to me in the past? Have they lied to me in the past? No. Why should I trust individuals and entities that benefit financially from the cure? I should. Shouldn't I be following the money? Why is Bill Gates never challenged? That's hard. Is he funding some health organizations? Does he have a direct connection to those who we deem to be health experts or leading experts? Why is Bill Gates even involved at all? I thought, isn't he a computer geek? Wouldn't a focus on clean water and better living conditions be more beneficial than jabbing everybody on the planet with a virus? Why are there no dissenting voices permitted to appear on the corporate PIC? That would be what? PIC. Let me think. What was that? Pharmaceutical Industrial Complex. Oh, yeah. That's right. Why are there no dissenting voices permitted to appear on the corporate PIC-backed news of the day? Who funds the news for the most part? Would I even know there was a killer thang going around if I hadn't been told about it nonstop for 6 months? Does one microscopic item lead to every symptom? Do costumes really stop anything from penetrating them other than blood and maybe some spit? Are studies about this being purposely hidden or debunked? Didn't around 10 million people end up having TB, that's tuberculosis, last year? And if so, why didn't we hear from this? 10 million people got TB last year. Did you know? The end. CVPandemicInvestigation.com. War is a Racket by General Smedley Butler. Virus Mania by journalist Torsten Engelbrecht. A doctor of internal medicine, Klaus Kohlin. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry I wrecked your name. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s Children's Health Defense, online at childrenshealthdefense.org. I am going to get real close to this, the end, and this is the CVPandemicInvestigation.com. War is a Racket by General Smedley Butler. That is a very important book to read. You can find that very easily. Virus Mania, journalist Torsten Engelbrecht. Doctor of Internal Medicine, Klaus Kohlin. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s Children's Health Defense, online at this, childrenshealthdefense.org. So, this is one incredible person. She actually asks you to ask questions about what's going on, what's important. And think for yourself. We're in the land of Mark Twain, and she reminds me of Mark Twain's great niece. I'm going to be moving on. I'm going to go back into Ohio, then going to go to South Dakota. I'm going to still be doing some interviews, but this is probably the apex of my journey. The questions that I ask people are becoming redundant, and if you have been watching my videos, you'll see that. There's a clear divide between people who believe the guys in the white lab coats and those who are thinking for themselves. I suggest you do the same. Gregory Anderson, 12th Soul. Have a good day.